Hi everyone, welcome back to our weekly trading forecast for the week of 10th of August to 14th of August. All right, so as usual, we're going to start off with the dollar index. All right, so look at the dollar index. First, just look at the weekly charts. Of course, we know that the dollar has been falling off extensively, and right now I think it has met some supports at somewhere at 92.6. And if we go into daily charts, we are also seeing that it is right now trading within a zone. And in fact, it is also traded within a falling channel. Right now, it's being supported at the bottom of the channel. So one thing is that it has found its support at the bottom of the channel. Price is ranging, and it has also pretty much completed a similar wave of a similar volume of a as compared to the previous downtrend as well. So I think right now dollar is just kind of oversold and it is now ranging. So we during this period of time, maybe for this entire week all the way to next week, the dollar might continue to range. So in that case, you see, I think this looks really similar. Like after the downtrend, we saw that it went to a range for quite extensive period of time. The same could happen for now. So it is like kind of reaching the halfway mark. So I think we can just continue to see if there's trade opportunities within the range itself. So like you can try to sell at the top of the range right now. It is approaching the top of the range at about 94. When it pulls back to the bottom at 92.5 or 6-ish, you can look to buy again. But as much as possible, I think the fundamental of the dollar is still going to be weak. Is that dollar is still going to be weaker? So as much as possible, you want to sell the dollar rather than trying to buy the dollar. But then again, if you're doing a short-term trade, it's okay if you're just trading within the range, buying at the bottom of the and selling at the top. All right, so that is for the dollar index, and let's just quickly talk about the euro dollar as well. So it's pretty much the same. Last week we saw that the price continues fall, but it found support within this demand zone at the bottom at 1.17. Rebounded off strongly back to the top, got resisted at 1.19 and came down again. And so this is obviously a ranging market as well. And of course, back all the way to day charts, it is still trading within a rising channel, resisted at the top of the channel as well. So that is a very clear sign of a ranging market. The similar thing could happen as well. Right, we saw that it reached a high, got resisted at the same height again, came down, and the same thing is happening right now as well. So it could go down a little bit further, but I think just trading within the range will be quite safe for now. So try to buy the bottom of the range or sell at the top. So possibly, like for example, if we go to the 4-hourly chart, let's say the price, or maybe the 1-hourly chart, okay, let's say the price starts to pull back again. All right, somewhere at the top, just try to find a smaller, supply zone and stuff, and you can try to sell the gain. Having a stop loss just above the top of the range will be very enough, I think. All right, so that's for the euro dollar. Next, I'll just pass my time over to JJ to share his view.
First, we have dollar CAD. You can see dollar CAD is still being resisted by this trend line ever since March. And as of now, as of last week's candle closed and got resisted at this trend line. And today, which is Monday, you can see that it got resisted, tested a couple of times, and it started going down. So I think that this was a good price cap, but since price is already broken, we can go to a smaller time frame and see that this is actually a range, and with this area being a key area of interest. So if price and maybe this candle, if it pulls back here, we could look to sell dollar CAD again. And next would be dollar yen. So dollar yen it got supported, and also with the dollar index, since it's going sideways and it's not falling any further, we can see that even in the daily candle, we can see that it's really starting to range. And also this level of interest can be seen even on the weekly or monthly chart. You can see that every time price came down here, it got supported strongly. But since we are more bearish on the dollar, I believe that price could actually break this level now. So going into the 4-hourly candle, a first level to sell will definitely be the top of this range. But if price does break above, then we could look at this supply zone here, and it would form something like two waves of retracement back into this zone. And then this price would be the second price to sell dollar yen at. So this will be my two analysis.
All right. Thanks, JJ, for sharing. I believe for dollar CAD, I think the oil prices is also climbing recently. Right now it's at 42. Well, it isn't really climbing, but if we look at the bigger time frame, yes, it's still on the uptrend. So I think, and recently I think like you're looking at oil right now, right? Like if you look at the 4-hourly charts, or recently I think it has pulled back twice as well. There's two wave of a pullback. Yeah, that's the one. Two-wave pullback and rebounding off again. And looking at the entire rising structure, even if it comes down a little bit lower, it may continue to start to appreciate again. And that is, I think, something good for the dollar CAD in terms of JJ's analysis is forecast to sell the dollar CAD, because that will help to push Canadian dollar higher. And while dollar start to weaken again, then dollar CAD will be a pretty good pair to sell. I just want to add in that view. All right, next I'm going to come back to my screen. All right, next let's talk about the gold. All right, so gold last week, the gold has broke new historical high again. Highest I think is about 2,075, and then last Friday there was a very strong pullback. Where we see the price had one of the biggest pullback, as you can see in the day charts, all right, for quite a long time, for the I think all the way until June. So for the past 2 months, this is the biggest drop that might cause the gold to continue to pull back. In fact, right now, if you're looking at the 1-hourly chart, you know, this downtrend, this pullback, all right, may cause the price to continue to push back even further, back to the structure right here where there is a ascending triangle. So it may push back and comes back to this level for a retest. So for those who believe that the gold is really oversold and that the market may start to sell off the gold, and the gold may start to push back even further, I think right now is a pretty good timing to actually consider selling, because in the smaller time frames such as the 15-minute charts, we have seen that it has completed two similar volume, similar wave of a pullback, very nice A, B, C, D. Right here at the top, there's obvious support and resistance level or the supply zone, if you would. So something that you can consider to sell right now. Yeah, if you're still around here when you're watching when you watch this video, and if you were to sell, then I think good enough. If you can go all the way to 2,000 and slightly beyond, is a good enough level to take profit. And I think eventually gold will still continue to rise. Since back then in 2008 and 2009, after it broke historical high, it just keep on going up even further, while central banks continue to ease and starting to tighten and stuff like that. So I think gold will still continue to rise, but just that in the shorter time frame, I believe there will be a much stronger pullback before it continues to break new historical high again. So that's for the gold. And last but not least, let's talk about the Dow Jones. So for the Dow Jones, we can see that last week it actually continued to climb again, and it also broke an important resistance level at 27,000. Right after it broke this level, right now we can see that it is still continuing to climb higher, and finally it has reached the 27,600 resistance level, and we got to see, all right, because if you look at the entire day, like let's say in the day chart, ever since it starts to rebound very strongly from the all-time low, the bullish run, or rather the buyers, you can see is starting to exhaust, and and we can see that it was actually trading within a rallying channel back then, and it has broken below. Price has been resisted at the bottom as well. So if this continues, if this continues on, I think there will be a time, that the Dow Jones will start to pull back stronger. So if let's say we start to see that it got resisted at the resistance level today, or maybe tomorrow as well, let's say it doesn't break, then there is a good chance for us to actually try to sell. Otherwise, if it continues to climb even further, and once it reaches this level at 28,200, I think there's a strong support and resistance level for us to consider selling the Dow Jones again. Otherwise, if you are someone who thinks that the stock market can continue to climb even further, I think that the best way is simply, put a trend line right here, right from the bottom, try to connect the lows, and try to see and wait for the price pulls back to the trend line again, and hopefully with some levels as a reference to buy. I think this will be a good level, right? To about 26,700 to buy the Dow Jones again. Yep. So that's for the Dow Jones. Yep, that's all for this week. All right. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week.